Hi guys, it's Leanne, Small Town Stitches, and I am back. It has been 2 months. Today is March 24th, and I'm back for, I think this is Flosstube video 36. It's been quite some time. We have some life updates, lots of stitching, some haul. Not as much now that I'm looking at it as I thought there was, but we have some haul. So let's get into it. So what's happened since the last my birthday was the 16th. It was uneventful. The best thing about my birthday is I was able to go out for breakfast with my husband. My husband and I have been doing this thing on my weekends that I've been working, where we try to go out for breakfast before I go take a nap, so we have alone time, and it's been extremely beneficial. It was something that was recommended to us to do because you fall into this pattern when you are when you have children of just focusing all your time and energy onto the children, and unfortunately your marriage suffers sometimes, not always intentionally, but it's very important to take that time for just the two of you. So that's been something we've really been focusing on doing. So we did that on my birthday, and then I had to go to work. So speaking of my husband, he's doing better since this last video. He's had surgery. He ended up, they thought he was going to do, I remember the words, they fail me sometimes. We ended the last video with, we were just going to do PT. And that was the focus. However, his knees were not symmetrical whatsoever. Like, they looked like two different persons' knees. So eventually they thought he had torn his meniscus, and they scoped him. They did a surgery on him. And it ended up being, his meniscus was fine. His ACL was just a little stretched. And they just kind of cleaned up in there, but I don't know, whatever he cleaned up, it did something, because his knee is back down to looking like his knee now. So, not sure what he did, but it obviously did something. So he was laid up on the couch for about 3 days, which drove him crazy, which he already can't do everything that he has been able to do before. But now he's getting to the point where he can walk better. He's walked better since he he fell. So he's getting better, and we're so thankful, because he's able to function better and get around better than he ever has been before. He can bend it, no problems. So he's going to be starting PT, whether he chooses to do PT through an office or PT at home, but that's the next step. So, big announcement too. Thanks everyone for your prayers. Last video, things are going better. They're definitely going in the right direction. Some days are still more difficult than others. I know this is kind of vague, but some days are definitely better than others, and we're definitely going a step in the right direction. So thank you everyone for your prayers and your well wishes. They meant a lot. So, anyways, I am changing jobs. No one knows this yet, except my family. One of my family does, but no one at work knows this yet, besides one of my really good friends in the ER and my boss. But it was a decision that my husband and I thought was best. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, because I'm going from an emergency room to like a rehab facility. But overall, there's a better chance of getting on days faster. Yard nightlife is not for me. Or just nightlife in general is not for me. We've come to find out. And there was no way I was getting on days anytime soon in the ER. there has been people for over 4 years that have been trying to get on days, and I can't do that. There's a chance that I can get on days a heck of a lot faster this way. And it's going to be an adjustment. It's like a $2 an hour pay cut, which isn't the big deal, but we work 36-hour work weeks instead of 40s, but there's always a chance to pick up. The unfortunate thing is I will be starting on nights with a chance of moving to days as soon as there was a part-time day spot open, but I am going to be carrying the insurance for our family, so I had to accept the full-time. So, which is no big deal. I'll work it until I can move. There's a full-time day spot open. So hopefully it won't be that long and I can be a normal person again. Night shift just kind of jacks everything up. It basically takes over your life and just, it's very difficult. If some people are natural day shifters, that's me. Most people are because of the way your body was designed. Some people can be natural night shifters and they have no problem with it. That is not me. So, our daughter turned 4. My birthday was the 16th. So in a nutshell, that's a really fast way of recapping 2 months. So everything is going in the right direction here. Thank you for your well wishes and everything. Just found out, my husband I know is going to watch this. So hi, honey. We just found out a couple weeks ago, month ago, maybe something around that time frame. My sister and my niece are moving home. So we're all really excited. Our daughter is very excited to have a very close relationship with her cousin. Cause they're about a year and a half apart. So, they're excited. My sister is excited. She's excited and nervous all at the same time because just the whole situation surrounding this. So that's exciting. They'll be here right before Easter. So that's about it. Other than that, work, cleaning, cooking, stitching, crocheting. I've gotten back into that, and reading. So, I'm gonna say, that was a blanket, sorry. Best new thing, it's not a new thing whatsoever, it was recommended to us to read it, so we did. And that is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. My husband read the book. I had the Kindle copy on my phone. I have the Kindle app on my phone, so that's how I read it, so I could read it at work. So if you haven't read this before, I think he is a religious author, but it doesn't bring religion into it. So it brings in that there's 5 different love languages, which is words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And it brings into, like, you can see them right there. It just brings into finding out which one is your love language, which one is your significant other's love language, and making it easier to read their love language so it makes your relationship work better. So, like, if someone's love language is words of affirmation, and the way you're trying to show love to them is by cleaning and cooking and all this stuff like that, they're not going to view it that way necessarily per se, because their love language is an acts of service instead of like, hey honey, good job, you look great, you know, all this stuff like that. The house looks great, you know, like the words of affirmation. I don't know if that makes any sense. If you're interested in the book, I'd recommend checking it out. I've read that since we last did. My husband read that book too. It's helped us. I already kind of figured out what my husband's love language was. And then mine are kind of tied between a couple too, but my big one is quality time. So, other book I've read is Troublemaker. I just finished it last night by Leah Remini, from the star from King of Queens. And then if you watched her video, not her video, it was a series, I think, on TV when she broke away from Scientology. It was kind of about, it was about that whole thing. So, it was interesting. I'll leave it at that. It was interesting. So I read that last night. So yeah, I haven't started a new book. So I've read 2 books since we've talked. So there's kind of a life update for me, a book update for me, a job update for me. So things are changing here, but I believe they're changing for the better. There was a lot of things surrounding the ER I won't really necessarily get into, but I think it's just, my husband does too, it's just a good move overall. One of the girls that I went to nursing school with works nights there, so she'll be hopefully on the same days I will be, and then another girl from school is just got a day position there, and then one of my other friends who I graduated nursing school with is trying to come over too, so that'd be cool because there'll be 4 of us there, so it'll be nice. I think it's good, and it's closer to home. It's literally like 10 minutes away. The only thing I'm going to be trying to do is get like a contingent spot maybe as soon as one opens in the ER, like closer to home, so I can still keep my, sorry, there was a notification on my screen. It's time to pick up, hey babe, it's time to pick up our prescriptions at CVS. I want to keep get a contingent position, hopefully closer to home, so I can just pick up occasionally, so I can keep my ER skills up, because I don't necessarily want to lose them. But yeah, so let's talk about where we've been stitching wise since the last time that we spoke. So I had to go back and actually watch, you know, it's been a long time when. I had to go back and watch my videos as to where I left last time on some of these projects. So, in doing so, I'm sorry, I have stuff like everywhere. I have 3 finishes that you guys haven't seen. So, we'll start with the one that I was working on last video, and that was Winter by Country Cottage Needleworks. I didn't have much left to go, but it's done. And that is strings and everything. I need to work on fully finishing things. I have these 3, our vows piece that I made for my husband, that needs to be done. I have probably 10 pieces that need to be fully finished. They're just floating around. So I need to get these up and done. The one for my husband's piece, we're going to probably have to take in to get it professionally framed because it's large. That way we can try to get it matted and stuff too. So this is Winter by Country Cottage Needleworks. It has not been ironed. None of my pieces really get ironed before they are framed. They are ironed before they are framed, but not until it's framing time. Let's rephrase that. So this is Country Cottage Needleworks Winter. I do my own color conversion, kind of just picking from my floss that I have on hand. I did not put the bottom border in. I know I changed the color of the smoke to make it more of a gray tone, but I'm happy with it. That's Winter. Next for finishes, I have the next one in line for that. And that is Spring. So here's Spring. Again, I left the border off at the bottom. All of these are done in, again, color and cotton and Victorian motto. I self-convert it to kind of whatever I have on hand that's roughly about the same colorway as the original. The only thing I did different is this dark green color is a Dinky Dyes that I had on hand. But other than that, I just kind of follow the same plan and just pick my own. So there's that one. So I still have fall and summer to do. Summer will be the next one. I found an easel I think I want to use. I just have to get it. So besides my vows piece, this is probably one of them that I'm most happy about, this next one. This was a mania start for last year. I started it with Trisha from Awhile Threads. And this is Cross Stitch Nation. I think it's by Heartstring Samplery. But I self-converted this to whatever I had on hand. And then like some things I had done and follow the pattern. It was too pastel, so I had to rip them out and restart things because my colors that I had chose are more bold than the original picture. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll quickly insert a picture right now of what the original looks like right here. Mine is darker. It's more bold colors. So here is mine. So again, it's a lot darker. So I originally had more of a pastel flower border. Had to take that out, make something darker. And then I really like this piece, you guys. This is gonna end up framed in probably in my craft room. And I like how I ended up going every other. So you can see on that one. So everything, I think this color, the Cross Stitch Nation, I think it's DMC 814. But other than that, everything else is color and cotton and Victorian motto. The bottom has my initials as well as the year I finished it on. And you don't have to worry about the how to chart this. They have all the numbers and all the letters included in the chart, so it's easier to do on your own. The hardest part about it is just figuring out spacing. So I'm super proud of that. Yeah, I really, really like this. Super proud of that piece. I have to say the piece I am 100% most proud of that I've ever done and still needs to be finished though is my vows piece that I made for my husband. That's like my pride and joy. And I can't wait to get that fully done. So those are my finishes. Let's get into whips. There has only been, besides that, there has been 4 pieces that I have worked on. We'll start with the one I just literally took off of the frame because I am working on it right now. And that is, it's underneath everything. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, whatever. I'll do it real quick. Pledge of Allegiance by Designs by Lisa. Looks like this. My husband really likes this piece. So this is, we've decided he wants this framed in an area that he's going to be making. One thing that I have changed differently on the design is I didn't like the gold border, so I made it a dark gray. This is all kitted up as well as in Victorian motto and color and cotton. The fabric that I have, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. I'll try to link it below so you guys can grab it if you want. It's from Stitchery Xpress. The Cindy Sorley group is where I bought it on Facebook, but she does have, especially on this on the fabric, there's a website listed. So I'll include that below in the description box. So go ahead and look down there. Did I include a picture of where it was last time? If I didn't, I'll include a picture of it right now. I've been working on this quite a bit since you guys have last seen it. So here's where we are now. There's hoop marks everywhere, I'm sorry. So I have 3 more lines like this down below. Those are super easy to stitch up. So as you can see, I changed the border to a dark gray. This is as far over as it goes. So it's going to go down. It's going to be a square, but this is about as far over as it goes. So the border will start coming down right about here. And then So down here, I need to finish up the word America, start working on the border some more, and go down. But the fabric on this is really awesome. Like, it really fits this piece. I'm super happy I chose this fabric for this. She picked it out originally, and I bought both. So, okay. So that was Pledge of Allegiance. I have notes written in front of me, so I'm trying to stay on top of everything so I can make sure this is done. I did this video probably about 2 weeks ago, went to upload it and completely deleted everything from my phone, and my iCloud storage is full, so once I delete things, it dumps from my phone for the most part, and I lost everything. And at that point, I was not restarting it that day because I was in a very bad mood. So, oh my God. Okay. Let's do this one. So next we have Christmas Spirit by Lizzie Kate. And I will quickly insert a picture right now of where this piece was the last time you saw it. I haven't stitched on this much, to be quite honest with you, but the one thing I have done is I finished the word holly, and I have started on the stocking for the next one. My Beauty and Beast needle minder from No Name Needle Minders, that's for the most part where I buy all mine. So yeah, not a ton of progress, but I need to get this one back out. I really like this color the holly was done in. So that's Christmas Spirit. Since we're on the Lizzie Kate kick, we might as well go to the next one. And that is Boo Club by Lizzie Kate. And I'll quickly insert a picture right now of where this one was last time you saw it. And this is where this one is. So I have finished Eek, and I have started on the next one. I think it's Creepy. I think that's what this one is. So I have to do the wording, I think, next, because I believe the tree and the owl are done. So that's where this one is. I like this because it feels like I get a finish faster. So if you don't know, on Stitch Mania, there is the challenge, Stitch 9 challenge that Farm Girl has started, where you include 9 pieces that you would like to finish this year. My winter and my spring one that I showed you in my finishes earlier are 2 of them. So there's 2 finishes I have done already. I'm trying to figure out if I have more or not. This piece is one of them. Christmas Spirit is one of them. Pledge of Allegiance is one of them. And then my next piece is one that a lot of my pieces are. I'd like to get some finishes this year. So, but that's where this one is. And I have it in my Fat Cat flossing bag that she made me. So one more piece that I've been working on, guys. I'm trying to keep things somewhat together. And that is, let me quickly get this out and find the cover piece. Here it is. Frozen by Donut Stitch. And I will insert a picture of where I was last time you saw this right here. Now this piece is, let me look real fast. It is 12 pages. Looks like this. I'm on page 7, the 3rd page. I've done 2 pages complete on the top. This is the 3rd page. And then I have 1 more, and then I have to work down. Not a ton. I've been working on this some. For a while, I lost my stitchy bug. And then I have other projects that I've started on. And then I've started reading again. So, and then some nights I don't stitch at all, and I just snuggle up to my husband and we watch TV. So this is where I am on this piece. Like I said, this is the third page that I'm working on the top right now, page 7. So yeah, I'm getting there. The cool thing with this is it's a lot of blocks of color, but at the same time, the sad thing is it's a lot of blocks of color. So I color complete this on this chart. It's the easiest thing for me to do because they're very easy to read. So right now I'm working on this blue right here. Once I finish this blue and this, I can move on to a different color because it will be done. So this will be our piece for my daughter's room. Most of that is not called for colors. I kind of picked from my stash, unless it's like that blue I just showed you, because I think you needed like 15 skeins of it. So in that case, I don't have 15 skeins of one color laying around, so I bought all the DMC for that one. So it's a mixture of DMC and mostly Victorian motto on that piece. This is also a Fat Cat flossing bag that I have. Shout out to Fat Cat Flossing. So those are the pieces that I have worked on since you guys have last seen me. So let's figure out the other thing that I've been doing since you last saw me. So I learned basic chain stitching and single crochet from my grandma when I was little. She's passed since then. So I had to reteach myself. Oh, I didn't bring some of them down. I made a couple washcloths since you've last seen me. And I was like, oh, I like that. So then I started a blanket, and I wanted to do a blanket to keep downstairs on our couch where I'm sitting right now. It's not going to be big enough. And of course, even though I hadn't bought it that long ago, the yarn that I had bought is out of stock now. You can buy a skein, a big skein of it, if you want to pay 20 bucks on Amazon, and I'm not paying 20 bucks for a skein of yarn. So I'm on my last one, but this is the blanket that I'm making. I kind of just took it and it ends when it ends. It's striped yarn. You guys, it's blanket yarn by Bernat, and it is the softest blanket that I've ever felt in my life. So I've decided for this, since our daughter's getting older, I will probably leave this in the car, and it'll be a car blanket. Because baby blankets are not big enough for her anymore, because she's giant. So that's the other piece I've been working on. And that's done in half double crochet, and I am loving it. I like to, so that when you're cross stitching, for the most part, you can't always do everything else. You can't focus in on a movie. You can't focus in on a conversation because you're so busy counting. At least this is the situation with me. When I'm crocheting a blanket or whatever, I can watch TV. I can carry on a full conversation because I'm not counting so much. I can just go. So I'm really liking that. So now that we're here, we are into haul. So I will first start with some birthday haul that I got. I have a present from my parents. I have the presents that my husband let me pick out. And then we'll get into other stuff. So from my mom and dad, I got this. It's a yarn keeper. You can keep 4 different yarns in there at a time. And you poke the yarn through here so that they're not rolling all over when you're traveling. It comes with, I think this is for the little ones, a small one, a really small one, which would actually be perfect for the ones that I use for my washcloths. It comes with the strap to carry it, as well as a little pouch for like your tools. So I got that from my mom and dad because my mom and dad know that I am getting into crocheting again. So other than that, I just have a little bit that we got for my birthday haul at my husband. So I picked out a new, so the blanket that I just showed you, I've been working on. I wanted it to be for home. It's too small. So I was like, that's fine. Our living room is in gray tones anyways. I got it because gray is my favorite color. Our living room is going to be more tans. So I chose to go with a Bernat blanket yarn again. It's not the stripes collection. It's just the Bernat blanket yarn. And this is the one that I chose to go in. I bought 12 of these. They're huge. I think they're 10 and a half ounce balls. I bought 12. So I don't know if I'll need all 12. If not, then I can make a baby blanket out of it, or I can make maybe a second. I don't know. We'll figure it out when that time comes. But this has like an orange color, a dark brown color, a light brown, a light tan, and a red. So I'm into that. I'm really liking this. And I'll probably just do this in either double or half double crochets. And I like to make my blankets for my couch large, so if I decide to take a nap on it, it's going to cover my entire body. So this will be in our living room. I recommend, my daughter wants me to make her one. Joann's has bigger skeins of yarn than per se Walmart does. Walmart sells the 3.5 ounce of the Bernat blanket yarn. And you can get them in 10.5s at Joann's. So just to keep that into your mind, I found the color I want to do my daughter's in next. My husband actually was like, this would be perfect for her, and he is 100% right. So I took a picture of it that I found at Walmart, and I'll be buying hers, but I will probably be buying it at Joann's because you can get a bigger skein of it. Instead of a 3.5 ounce, you can get a 10.5 ounce. So I bought that for my birthday, and then I found a tutorial for bags, fabric, to put your cross stitch projects in. So I'm going to be messing around with that because, as you know, I got a sewing machine for my Christmas present for my husband. So I have bought the interfacing that you need. There's 5 yards of interfacing here. I bought that, as well as I bought, what is this color called again? I think she had a thing in it. Yep, she does. It's the little sticker from Joann's. This is the Patriotic Cotton Fabric Cream Star. And I just bought this straight offline at Joann's. So it looks like this. And I'm going to use this for my inside fabric. And then it's in a bag. But this is the galvanized star, and you had to buy them in 2 yards, so I figured I can mess around with figuring out how to make these bags. If I screw up, I can try it again. But this is what my fabric is going to look like. I love this. This is what the outside's going to be. So those will be my bag to mess around with. I'm super excited about that. That was my birthday haul, my fabric, and my yarn. So now that can all go upstairs and get put away. I completely forgot I ordered this from her. This is from No Name Needle Reminders for Kate. It is, I believe this is a, oh my gosh, I can't think today. Whatever. It says, oh look, another glorious morning makes me sick. I don't know if you can see it. And then she included a free butterfly. I have to find a way to store these. I need to get like a little tin so I can store them in my room. So I have them, then they're just floating around. I can't find them when the time comes. So there's that. I grabbed off of Cindy Sorley's Stitchery Express group. She posts an album every Sunday, and you can just say me please and she'll invoice you later. There's a couple, quite a few she hasn't invoiced me for. I just thought about, so I should probably remind them about that. But this is the Ink Circles, I think it's Cirque de Circles. Looks like this. This is going to take me forever to do. It's only 6 pages though. Only. but it looks like that. I will not be doing mine in gold. So I bought that. Oh, I don't have them here, but I also ordered all my floss from Angela for my piece that then the galactic floss. So I have that coming. I ordered 25 skeins of it from her so I can start one of my pieces. Okay, I'm just putting things everywhere. So I bought from Tilton & Crafts this chart. I love Wonder Woman. My husband says he thinks I look somewhat like her. If I could look like Wonder Woman, that would be amazing. But so that I bought this chart. However, I want the whole back is stitched in white. I'm not doing that. I am trying to figure out how to take the back out because the back is the same color as her face, and she will be stitched though. But I don't want to just nix the color. I don't know. I have to figure this out. So I'll be messing around with that. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to be working on her, but I wanted something vibrant for her and something that super stands out. This is what I'm going to do her on. It is Breaking Dawn by Fabrics by Stephanie. I wanted something that, because when you think of Wonder Woman, she's always, I don't know, she's a badass. Excuse the language. Wonder Woman's a badass. So I bought this fabric. I'm not starting it right now because I don't have the flosses for it, but I think it's going to look really cool. This piece eventually will go in my craft room. That's what's super cool with having a craft room. I told my husband, like, this piece does not fit anything in my house, but I'll do whatever colors I want and it'll be framed and it'll go in my craft room because it's your craft room. It doesn't have to go with the theme of your house. So other than that, we just have monthly clubs. I don't think this is I don't know. This is one of them I found. This is Glitter House by Glitter House 5 from the Glitter Village. I get mine from Trisha. Speaking of Trisha, we'll just do some of my flosses. Titus, stop. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting everything situated. When I put my floss down, they all kind of like blended into one for some reason. So these are this is my shipment for my nest egg from Trisha. She did include 2 limited editions that came out from Gentle Arts. Was super stoked to see those. Thank you, Trisha. That was super awesome. So I get Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks from Trisha. Trisha goes in alphabetical order, A to Z, and then she just restarts. So we're going to be restarting shortly, which is fine because I'm missing a ton of them, but I like having these. So here are my Gentle Arts. I have Pebble, Orange, Marmalade. I'll probably hold up like 5 at a time. Old Covered Bridge. I really like, you can see the variegation in that. I really like that color. Old Red Paint. Otter Creek. Those are the first 5. We have Old Hickory. Onyx. Peach Ice Cream. Old Purple Paint. And Parchment. So that is my March shipment from the Gentle Arts. Remember I told you guys last time I was going to start doing the nest egg again and getting some more of these colors then, and I don't do Victorian Motto anymore right now. So these are my Classic Colorworks. I have Manor Red. Look at that variegation. Mermaid's fin. I love that blue. Lobster claw. Whoops. Did I drop everything? Macaroni and cheese, which cracks me up because it's pink, not orange, but whatever. Little pink peony. Marvelous. Marvelous, I think it's meadow green. Lunar eclipse, which is variegated as well. Little brown house. And licorice red. So that was my club from Trisha. Those just came in yesterday and I saved it to show you, but look at the bag she put them in. Like, that's so cute, Trisha. You did such a good job. Mine don't come very far from me because I am very fortunate. I live in the same state as Trisha. So next are my, okay, sorry about that. I had to stop the dog from barking. Next are my color and cottons. These are just from March. So like I said, I had tried to film this before. I had showed you everything, put all my threads away from my my nest egg and my color and cotton shipment, and then all this happened and I wasn't about to find everything again. So these are March's shipment from color and cotton. We have flax seed, molasses, lucky, lava stone, peony, banana, caramel brownie, that's variegated. Oops, I dropped one. Oceana, which is also variegated. Holland blue, imperial red, and this is the flaxseed I dropped. So there's my colors from Color and Cotton. I belong to the 5 Brights, 5 Prims through her. It's the same price as all, like if you did just the all colors or whatever, but I liked some of the Prim colors, so that's why I chose to do that. Color and Cotton are 8-yard skeins, whereas Weeks, Classic Colorworks, Gast, those are 5-yard skeins. If you're interested, Victorian Model are 20-yard skeins. However, this isn't mean to her. I actually sold a bunch of my greens from Victorian Motto because I had way too many. I sold 36 20-yard skeins of Victorian Motto that was green because I still have greens, but I had so many greens I was never going to use them all. So those are my monthly clubs. I get them from Color and Cotton, and I get it through Classic Colorworks. My fabric right now, I joined Most Sale. Not sure if I'm going to keep it. I'll wait for a little bit longer to decide if I'm going to keep doing the fabric from her or not. But this was March's fabric of the month from her. Looks kind of like that. It's pretty. I don't know how I feel about the giant splotches in it, but it's pretty. I also get Ship's Manor. This is March's fabric of the month. I get it it's an 18 by 26, and I really like, this is folded in half, but I really like this. So I'm really liking the Ship's Manor color. I will continue to do those. I like how he puts just a tag on them as well. Recommend that. So that's my stuff. I have a lot, but I don't have a lot at the same time. It just feels like a lot. I need to try and keep doing at least monthly. I feel like I say this all the time. Life just gets in the way. Life's been a little bit hectic lately. But when you sit down and try and think of everything that's happened in 2 months, it's hard to do. So I'm going to start doing this, keeping a notebook with notes in it so I can try and stay on top of things a little bit better. Fingers crossed that works. So that's all from me. Again, I will link who was at Cindy Sorley's group below. But yeah, if you are interested in the fabric I'm not sure. If you're looking for ways to build your stash, join a Fabric of the Month club, join a Thread of the Month club. It will build your stash very quickly. I have a lot of fabric. So when I chart up things like this, I will be pulling from my fabric that I already have if it's big enough. A lot of my stuff I pull from what I already have if I can, because that's why we buy. That's why we buy stuff. So anyways, that's going to be all from me. If you feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm smalltownstitches0723. It's my anniversary. And I mostly post cross stitch. You will sometimes see my family on there because my family is my 100% number one thing in my life. But I primarily got Instagram for just sharing cross stitch. So feel free to join me on there. And other than that, that's going to be all from me. I look forward to talking to you guys in my next video. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.